creek. Walk 'em up and down in the summer heat. Same old boy changing like the seasons. Country kid turning to a town right heathen. Country kid turning to a town right heathen.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Old Man Van Running. Here again in the Old Man Van Cave, the Old Man Van Castle. It's 2 days after Old Man Van and his daughter got back from the 45th London Marathon. What a great week we had. My birthday was Monday, the day after. My daughter's birthday is tomorrow, May 2nd. We had a great week. Old Man Van ran the London Marathon on Sunday and got to see his daughter cheer him on from the Tower Bridge. Now, I know the main question you have is, how was the London Marathon? How did Old Man Van do in the London Marathon? Well, first of all, I'm going to tell you, there's an old saying, right? No matter how well you train, no matter how well you've done everything right, the marathon owes you nothing. There are things you can control, things you cannot control. One of the main things you cannot control is the weather. If you remember the 2024 Boston Marathon in my video there, after training throughout the winter, we get to the Boston Marathon and what happens? The temperature rises to 75 degrees out on the course with bright sun and very little wind. And Old Man Van climbed aboard the struggle bus and struggled home with a 4:03. Now this time, Old Man Van had a really good training block. No injuries, no illnesses. I was ready to really knock it out of the park. As the days went by last week, the forecast kept getting warmer and warmer and warmer. Then on race day, it became the warmest day in London this year. In fact, it turned out to be the 4th warmest London Marathon in its history. With that, Old Man Van had some decisions to make, right? Do I still try to get that sub 3:30? Or do I change my plan? So I'm not going to tell you how it went. I'm going to let you watch the race video. You're going to see flat Old Man Van the night before. You're going to see the morning of. You're going to see transportation out to Greenwich Park. You're going to see everything around the night before and the day of and the race itself. For the expo and collecting my bib, I'm going to do a separate video on that. It just would make this video way too long. So we're going to focus on the race video today. So without further ado, let's get right out to the race video. We're back here in the hotel room and Old Man Van has put out Flat Man Van. So let's take a look at Flat Man Van here. There you have it. Starting with the Saucony Endorphin Elites, my Stride Foot Pod. Since I couldn't get some London features, these are my tried and true Chicago Marathon features socks. And you know what? They're kind of in the right colorway, so they match. And hey, I'm trying to get all the majors, so why not have multiple majors in this kit? So moving on up, I've got my tried and true Waleco distance short tights or half tights. And they've got great pockets here, pockets on the back that I can put some gels in. I do have a naked belt that is hanging up, it's drying. I'm taking 8 of my Crank Sports e-gels. As you see here, I've got the regular versions right here. Then I have some turbo e-gels, which have caffeine in them. On this side, you see the gels that I've got over here. So total, I have 3 caffeinated e-gels and I have 5 regular e-gels. The plan is probably later in the race, after mile 16, to start incorporating the caffeinated gels, and especially after mile 20. There you have my bib. There you have my Old Man Van running singlet that I have made from Oweo. It's a company that I get my custom singlets and other stuff made from. Really good company. I'm using my trusty dusty nip strips here. I am taking this small sunblock. You know, if they make me throw it out, I'll throw it out, but I'm taking it with me, make sure I got plenty of sunblock on. I have my salt tabs or my fast chews, my salt stick fast chews right here. It's going to be warm tomorrow, so I have to make sure that I take those maybe 1 or 2 per hour in addition to the gels. Then I have my shades. I do have some Open Run Pro minis that I bought in the Boston Marathon colors. I didn't do the Boston Marathon this year, but I really like those. I wanted the Elliott Kipchoge ones, but they didn't have them in the minis. So you know what? I've run Boston. I plan to run it again, so that's pretty nice. And then I have my favorite running hat. It's my 2024 Boston Marathon running hat. And then I also have my Garmin Phoenix 7X right over here. So there you have it. That is Flat Me, Old Man Van's Flat Me. It's a messy room right here. Messy room. I'm getting all my gear together. I have plenty of water here for tonight. I've got my UFOs over there that I'm going to pack in my big bag, which is right here. I've got some electrolyte drinks, bananas, lots and lots of snacks, lots and lots of snacks. And I also have this jar of butter. This is Camois butter that I use when I cycle, but it's great for anti-chafing. So I'm gonna put some of that on tomorrow as well. So got lots of snacks, lots of stuff. It's a mess, who cares, right? But everything is here. Everything is ready to go. It's about 4:30 on Sunday afternoon. So now it's time to just lay back, relax. Already had my pre-race pasta dinner. We went to a nice little restaurant right by the water down by Tower Bridge. Had a real light pasta dish with pesto. It was great, perfect, perfect, perfect. Now I'm gonna nibble and take some sports drinks for the rest of the afternoon and into the evening. Then I'm gonna hit the bed at about maybe 9 o'clock tonight. And then in the morning, I'm gonna get up about 5 a.m. In the hotel, they have breakfast at 6, so I can get bagel there. I already have bananas, so I can get the bagel and grab a bagel or two, take with me. And then 7 o'clock, I'm taking the bus with I Run the Globe, and you can see here my I Run the Globe shirt that they gave me, being I'm from the United States. They are a company based in Canada, one of the tour companies, and they were nice enough to give us each a jersey, so that's really nice. So they have a bus going to the start at 7 a.m., so I plan to be on that bus, not to have to take the tube, try to navigate my way to the park. That's the plan. I'm feeling pretty good. Got enough sleep the last 2 nights. Now it's just time to get ready. Temps tomorrow are going to be a little warm. They're going to be maybe 57 degrees Fahrenheit at the start, and they're going to get up maybe by the time I finish in around 3:30 to 3:40. We're talking about 67 degrees. So my original goal was a 3:30. That was what I was going to be running for. With the temperatures ramping up the way they are, I'm taking it back up to maybe a 3:40 or a sub 3:40. And I think that's reasonable based on my fitness, and that will ensure that I don't blow up, and I'm going to just enjoy this race. If I get a 3:40, it's still going to give me enough to guarantee my entry into Boston next spring. So here I am. It's a very, very early morning. 5:30. Don't want to wake up my daughter over there. So I'm all ready to go. So my bag's here. Everything's ready. Didn't sleep well last night, but you know, that's to be expected. Got good enough sleep the last 2 nights, so I should be okay. I'm going to head down to breakfast at 6 a.m. here in the hotel. Bus leaves at 7 for Greenwich Park. So I'm just making sure I have everything that I'm going to bring with me and put in my check bag. And then hopefully, you know, I go eat, can hit the John a couple of times. In the bus, my start time is right around 10 o'clock, between 10 and 10:10. Open the restaurant at 6 a.m. Bus leaves at 7, so getting this in, going to head back up to the hotel room, get all the rest of my gear, probably hit the John, and get ready to head out to the bus. Okay, we're on the bus, we're almost here.
I did go and get my card with this one. Oh, good.
Okay, I'm here. Now I gotta find where Blue Wave is. How am I feeling? Heart rate's up a little bit, so not really sure. We'll see how it goes.
Nikki, but you're right.
lots of people out here. Look at the Porta Johns.
Oh, I mean, Andy got me the charity.
So here we are at Blue. I'm in Blue Wave 5 or 7, I think. So I'm at the right place.
Say hello to your dad. I'm Mike watching Goldie. I saw your granddad. Still there.
I'll see you in red.
Can you make sure you have your big members on show, please?
Down to that where that truck is and turn left along there. Right, gents. Yeah, and you. Pleasure.
Okay, we're going through here. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. So that was pretty easy. I was able to get my shoe bag through, so that's good. Awesome. Okay, the queues for the Johns are building up. So we're going to try to get this over with here and then start thinking about getting all my stuff on. I still have to check my bag at the lorry before I head to the start, so getting ready to do that. Okay, so I'm heading over to check my bag. I'm at lorry 23, which is right over there. And we're ready to go. I'm ready. As ready as I'm ever going to be. It's warm now. It is warm. So it is packed here. As you can see.
We are going to be opening wave 1 at 9:27. We're going to be opening wave 2 at 9:30. We're going to be opening wave 3. We will be going to BBC coverage for the men's elite.
So I'm in wave 5, so I think my corral opens up at 9:45. It is 9:08. I've already put sunscreen on, but it is already warm out here. Already warm. So it's going to be a tough one. Made a mistake. Left my salt tabs in my bag that I checked. Let's go, baby! Let's go! There you go! Woohoo! Okay, just a few minutes away, maybe 6 minutes away from wave 5 corral opening. There it is right there. That's my corral. It is very warm out here. The sun is brutally warm, so I'm going to go out slow today and see how everything goes. I do have a bottle of water with me. I'm going to carry to start, maybe put some over my head if I need to. But they do have bottles out on the course. I'll have to watch out for tripping on bottles. But you know, have to change the goal with the weather conditions. So let's see if I can get that 340 instead of a 330 or sub 330, and we'll see how it goes. Cheers. Okay, we're going in. Yeah, it looks like they're starting to move. Time to get going here. Find a pub and a bottle of water with me. So if I'm feeling good, I might try to stay with the 340, the sub 340 pacers. We'll see how things go. And the goal obviously is under 340, but we'll see how it all plays out. Warm day today. Getting real.
We've got Tony, Tom, let's go! Nicole running for my charity. We fight for mental health.
easy.
Good luck, darling. Spectators, I need your hands in the air. Yes. Because what these heroes and legends are about to do is not a walk in the park, is it, Jimmy? No, no, no. All of the training bringing you to today. 26.2 miles.
We are off. Nice shaded part of the course right here. Getting close to the end of mile 2. Doing okay. My heart rate's in the low 150s. A little bit higher than I'd like, but it's warm. Just keep it smooth. Very Boston-like here. Boston 24, that is. The different starts coming together. What it's all about here at London. You guys are getting on YouTube! Woo! Pretty impressive. Wow! You too! Closing it up here. Pretty crazy, lots of people. Getting ready to hit the cutting truck here in a minute. Look at this. Look at this. Showers. I need that. I need it a lot. That was crazy. So here we go, Tower Bridge. This is amazing. past the halfway point. Oh, that was hard. That was brutally hard. But I did it, and I'm happy. The carnage was spectacular. Oh my Lord. That was tough. That was tough. So that was like Boston. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Good job, sir. Well done.
Thank you. So there you have it. Big heavy metal is awesome. Wow, 4-star. Whew.
Thank you so much.
So it's the day after the London Marathon. I didn't get a chance there at the finish line to kind of talk about how my race went, but the race went pretty good despite being the 4th warmest London Marathon in history. And I'm going to tell you, it was difficult. It was carnage out there. A lot of slow runners, a lot of walkers, congested course, everybody fighting for water bottles. It just was one of those situations where you had to adjust your goal. My goal was originally a 3:30 in perfect weather, then it was a 3:35, then it was, you know, just beating 3:40. But as the temperatures rose, as the predicted temperatures rose, I had to modify that. I knew that early on that breaking 4 hours was the goal. That was the goal, to finish upright, and that I did. I made sure I enjoyed the entire experience. I have a lot of good video of all the sights, despite the fact that I was a hurting pup there in the last 6 miles. So my official time was 3 hours, 54 minutes, and 17 seconds. I'm very happy with that. I knew what I had to do in the last few miles. I knew what pace I had to run, even though it was hard. I did that, and I'm very happy with getting across that finish line with 6 minutes to spare, basically. So today I'm celebrating my birthday, which is today, April 28th, 2025. I'm celebrating with my daughter. We had a private tour of the Tower of London this morning. That was awesome. Got to see the crown jewels and all that good stuff. And now I'm gonna head over to one of these churches. Apparently it's the oldest church in London. So I'm gonna go take a tour by myself. My daughter's kind of resting up. We have dinner reservations at 5 p.m. local time. And then we're heading to the Bridge Theater to see Jonathan Bailey starring in Richard II. So that is gonna finish up our great week and weekend here in London, England. And I'm so happy I was able to get out here and earn this medal, enjoy what I think the most iconic of the marathon majors courses. So there you have it. It was a great race nonetheless. You know, not every race is going to go perfect. Didn't quite have the conditions to get that PR. Didn't quite have the conditions to get that sub 3:30. But you know what? I made some decisions, some smart decisions before the race and during the race to make sure that I could enjoy the experience. And I'm going to tell you, of the 4 majors I've run so far, this is right up there at the top as far as an experience. The course is second to none. I'm going to just tell you that. I know Heartbreak Hill, I know right on Hereford, left on Boylston, but I'm going to tell you, from start to finish, what you run by in London is just unsurpassed. As for crowd support, the crowds are on par with New York, on par with Chicago, on par with Boston. It's really tough to say which one is better, but I'm going to tell you, if I take the course, how it's organized, and the crowd support all in one, I think London is right there at the top. So am I happy with my performance? Yeah, I'm happy with my performance. I made a decision. I made a decision during that race that I was going to enjoy it. Even if I had to slow down, I didn't want to be walking and really not enjoying everything like the last 10 miles at Boston, and I succeeded. You see in the video, I was still able to videotape, right? I was still able to get the shots that really mean a lot to me. And the icing on the cake was having my daughter there. Having my daughter there, having an extra day in London to celebrate my birthday and my daughter's birthday together was a memory I'll never forget. Here is that beautiful medal. It is the largest medal I've got so far, larger than Boston, larger than New York, larger than Chicago. It is beautiful. I hope you can see it. I'll turn it over here. I know the light's a little bit glaring on it, but it's just a beautiful, beautiful medal. I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud of how I handled that race. Yeah, I didn't get a 3:30. I didn't get a 3:35. I didn't get a 3:40. I didn't even get a BQ. I got a 3:54. But it's the most rewarding 3:54 I could have run. Now, I'll also do some additional videos. I'll do a video on the expo. I'll also do a video on the plan, how my pacing went, all of the detailed information. But this video is simply about the race. And hey, if you liked it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you'll get notified when more videos are posted. Comments, 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 any and all comments really does help my channel. And if you have friends, running pals, neighbors, family members, you name it, who you feel may enjoy the Old Man Van Running channel, please let them know. So thanks again for all your support through this journey. It was worth it to earn this medal. It was worth it to have the experience of a lifetime in London. So for all of you out there who followed along, remember, lace up those shoes and let's get out on the roads.
Railroad tracks run along the creek, walk 'em up and down in the summer heat. Same old boy changing like the seasons, country kid turning to a town right heathen.